Good day and warm greetings as we dive into another meditation experience together. And today, we were just before beginning, we were talking a little bit here about injuries because the body has one. And this idea of how do you manage the self? And really manage the self is about sustain my own peace of mind, have the resources to address things accurately, but not find, at least the mind isn't pulled into pain, even if the body is there. And this led to reflection on emotional injuries. So feeling hurt, feeling disheartened. It's interesting, at one point, the World Health Organization, they had two different scales for dis-ease. One was physical, because it was so much more prevalent than the emotional disease. And now we're at a point where they had to combine the two lists because emotional disease, such as depression, mental health disease, is leading to so much injury to not just the human spirit, but to the body. So it's really on the rise, this emotional instability, the frailty of the will of the heart. And how do I manage that? If I do feel hurt or disheartened or overwhelmed or anxious, insecure, such a deep, deep sensation within the self. And of course, it's not physical, which makes it a little more slippery. What can I do for myself at that time? Let's see if together we can reflect and come up with ideas to support ourselves that might also help others. I begin by becoming very present just of this moment, to start to harness the power of my own mind, to be fully present, undistracted, very engaged in what I'm about to explore. A topic that's very relevant to myself and others as well. We're remarkably similar under the skin. All of us seek peace and happiness and contentment and care. And very often we look outside for a source of those experiences. We go to the mountains or nature for peace. We look towards other people to act or behave in a way that's compassionate and caring. But then, if that doesn't happen, I start to feel emotionally affected. I feel overwhelmed by the concrete jungle, or I feel hurt by the behavior of others. My emotions start to suffer. But what if I didn't depend so much on the outer world for my emotional care? What if I understood, genuinely understood, that the source of my emotional well-being begins inside? Every thought I create leads to an associated feeling. If I have a thought, this is boring, then I start to feel a certain way. Or if I have a thought, this is interesting, I start to feel a different way. And my energy also behaves accordingly. Thoughts are that powerful. Now, of course, it's much more happening inside me. What makes me think a certain way? Why would I think this is boring or this is interesting? That also originates inside of me. It's not a function of the outer world. It's all happening inside of me. Deep roots inside of me that determine what kind of tree of thought will emerge and what fruit of feelings it will produce. The more I can care for the root of my inner world, the more I will address what grows and what blossoms, my thoughts and feelings. At the root of my inner world is really my character and my awareness, my stage and my identity. How I myself behave can actually affect my own emotions, as indirect as that may seem. If I maintain dignity based on deeply knowing who I am as a soul, I am intrinsically worthy, intrinsically good, intrinsically beautiful. If I consistently water that seed and those roots day in, day out, I develop emotional resilience that will be useful at a time of need. When there might come a moment I feel overwhelmed or peaceless or even depressed, down, that stock of emotional resilience will be so useful to support me. But it doesn't happen overnight. And it can't happen just at the time of need. I have to have a daily practice of creating that stock, of experiencing my own dignity, my own value, my own worthiness, my own beauty as a soul, a daily experience. And as many times in the day, experiencing my own beauty, creating a very good stock. When there's an emergency in the world, we like to have a stock for emergencies. When an individual finds their body needs an operation due to an emergency event, it goes far better if the body is already healthy, strong. And the same applies for emotional resilience. When things happen that affect my heart, I want to have a stock ready to draw on, to support myself. I experiment now. I allow the awareness of the outer world, including this physical body, to start to fade into the background by becoming very focused, acutely aware of just my own presence. I am the one that is thinking, I am the one that is observing, and I am the one who experiences and expresses. I am the life in this body. I operate from behind the forehead, the control room of this body. It feels like I'm sitting in the penthouse of a very tall building, looking out through the eyes and listening through the ears. I am here, just aware of myself. And aware of myself in a very unique way, not a worldly way, not what I do, but the wonder of who and what I am. I, the living being, I, the soul, I alone am the source of everything we value in the world. Within me, there is that capacity for peace, for love, for bliss, for truth, for harmony. That originates from within me. And in this world, although we are all souls, all equal, I am also one of a kind, a very unique and special blend of all those qualities, a unique spiritual profile, truly a one of a kind jewel in the world. There's no point in comparing myself to anyone else. I certainly can appreciate others and celebrate others, but never at the cost of my own value. I am uniquely me and uniquely wonderful. What actually hurts me the most is when I don't honor my own rare beauty. My personal dignity is a function of expressing these specialities of the self in the world. And then I'm completely at peace with myself and building that stock of emotional resilience daily. Meditation is simply a celebration of my own personal value. Om Shanti.